Recently, I went to Quakertown, Pennsylvania, the hometown of Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina is one of my favorite pop singers, and there really isn't a lot of videos out there showcasing her hometown, so I figured why not go out there and film a video? And that's exactly what I did. And the footage that you're about to see, I filmed. Also, I'm going to be adding in when Sabrina returned to her hometown with Radio Disney in 2016. And to mention, I will be doing a voiceover of all the clips as well. So let's get into the video. Sabrina Carpenter is one of the biggest pop stars right now, but before sold out tours and chart topping albums, her story started right here in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. This town is located in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and is home to a little under 10,000 residents. This region of Quakertown was initially referred to as the Great Swamp, and in 1801, the settlement officially became known as Quakertown. Honestly, I was not expecting to like Quakertown as much as I did, and I definitely will be coming back here for sure, and something that I wish that I did was to film more of the downtown area. This was the town that gave us Sabrina Anna Lynn Carpenter, who was born on May 11th, 1999, but she was raised nearby in East Greenville, Pennsylvania. She is the youngest of four siblings, and music was a part of her life from a very young age. This is going to be my last little history lesson about Quakertown, but this next building here that we are about to see has history. And that's right here. During our country's fight for independence, the town sheltered the Liberty Bell from British forces. September 24th, 1777, one day after the bell was stored here, the soldiers left to finish the journey to Zion Church in what was then called Northampton Town, now called Allentown. During the summer of 1778, the bell arrived safely and it was returned to its home in Philadelphia. This building has a lot of history. I'm very happy that it was preserved, and in 1977, the Quakertown Borough purchased this building, and now it's a historical landmark. And also, the last business to occupy this place was actually a barbershop. Since we covered a little bit of the history, let's get into the actual Sabrina spots. This first spot is Sabrina's former elementary school called Lower Milford Elementary School. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film inside the current day church, and they weren't the nicest people here, so this was the only footage that I was able to get from the outside. Since I was not able to get into the building and I had all the proof in the world that she attended here, here's a photo of Sabrina in the first grade and in the third grade. She went back to her former elementary school on September 17th, 2014, and a couple years later, in June 2016, the school would close and a Baptist church would take its place.
You know, I know the 50 state song. I learned it here. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Those are the 50 states, which is where we are right now.
Good job, Sabrina. Now this next stop, in September 2014, Sabrina returned to Quakertown area to visit the local Kohl's where she promoted a Disney clothing line inspired by Girl Meets World. Since I did not go inside the Kohl's, I do have photos of Sabrina actually inside this location. And she even mentioned that many of Maya's jackets on the actual show were her own jackets. Now that's pretty cool. And here's that photo of Sabrina inside the Kohl's. And around 500 fans lined up along the building, though estimates say closer to 800 people showed up. Some fans waited over 6 hours just to meet Sabrina. And here's a photo of those fans waiting in line. That is what you call dedication. Let's head over to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. In August 2016, Sabrina performed at Music Fest for the first time, an event she grew up attending. This historic steel plant, built in 1915, sits on 10 acres and is used as an iconic backdrop for events like concerts, festivals, and films. When Sabrina finally performed here, it was especially meaningful to her, making it a full circle hometown moment. Roughly a little over 4,000 people attended Sabrina's show, and she performed for 70 minutes and had a 16-song set list. Some performance notes described it as high energy and a polished show. She was welcomed by an enthusiastic crowd with cheering and chants of Sabrina's name. And I have some photos of Sabrina performing at Music Fest. Since Sabrina attended Music Fest with her family every year, when she got that opportunity to actually perform here, she was probably ecstatic. Let's make our way out of the state of Pennsylvania and go into the state of New Jersey, where Sabrina performed at Six Flags Great Adventure. Sabrina performed at Six Flags 3 times, but her first appearance was on September 14th, 2014. She was supposed to perform that day, but thanks to a major power outage, the show had to get canceled even after her sound check. Despite the cancellation, Sabrina stayed and held a meet and greet for over 2,000 fans who were already at the venue. Later, on May 16, 2015, to perform as part of the park's summer concert series, Sabrina returned back to Six Flags. Sabrina would later return to Six Flags on September 3rd of 2016, and this would mark her second to last show, which 2017 would mark the last time that Sabrina performed at Six Flags. Something I really have to compliment Sabrina on, so when she was supposed to perform on September 14th of 2014, and thanks to that major power outage, she couldn't perform, but she took the time out to meet 2,000 fans. Like, she really didn't have to do that. She could have easily went back home, but she met her fans, and that goes to show you how much she loves her fans. I used to have a job at Six Flags back in 2018, and Sabrina's last show was September of 2017, and that would have been really cool. If I was there 1 year sooner, I could have gotten to see Sabrina live. That would have been amazing. Unfortunately, I wasn't aware of who Sabrina Carpenter was, but maybe after watching this concert, I would have become a fan. And as a former security guard at Six Flags, I probably would have been stationed towards the front of the stage, like where the barricades are. As someone that knows this park very well, I highly suggest, if you love somebody, do not take them to Six Flags. But if you really hate somebody, then take them to Six Flags, because this place isn't like how it used to be. Save your money and go to either Disney, Universal, Epic Universe, or even Dollywood. And I can guarantee that Sabrina would never perform at Six Flags again. This place is too far gone. Let's cross back over to the great state of Pennsylvania and make a stop off at the Blue Mountain Resort. March 9th of 2017, Sabrina had a special meet and greet event with fans at the Blue Mountain Resort, and the event was hosted by radio station B104. At that time, she was known as a rising recording artist and a star of Disney from the Lehigh Valley area. There really isn't a whole bunch of videos or photos of Sabrina at this event, but luckily I found a couple pictures. Let's head back to Quakertown. Now, when Sabrina returned back to her hometown with Radio Disney back in 2016, she walked by this building. Science was built in 1912, and every small town has a store like this. And during that time, this store had practically everything. Now, in regards to Sabrina, I couldn't really find anything if Sabrina actually went in this store, but she did look in the window. Since I couldn't find anything, I'm going to tell you guys some Sabrina facts. From 2008 to 2009, Sabrina competed in Miley Cyrus's Are You a Superstar contest, which helped her to be put on the radar. She continued posting songs from various artist covers, and in 2012, her career took a major turn when she became part of the Disney Channel and Hollywood Records family. While working with Disney, she took on several projects, but her most recognizable role came a few years later. From 2014 to 2017, Sabrina starred in a Disney show where her character's name was Maya, and that show is Girl Meets World. Her debut album, titled Eyes Wide Open, was released on April 14th of 2015, marking the official start of her professional music career. After Disney, between 2019 and 2020, Sabrina shifted her focus more heavily towards music. She released Singular Act 1 and Singular Act 2 about a year apart, followed by the Singular Act Tour. At the same time, she began taking on more mature acting roles, signaling a clear transition into adulthood as an artist. Alright, let's head out of the downtown area to another Sabrina spot. Now, this next spot I absolutely loved, and the staff was amazing. And this spot is the Lineport Inn, where Sabrina used to go with her family. As a child, Sabrina and her family would often go to this Irish pub named the Lineport Inn, and Sabrina would even sing happy birthday for the customers. A waitress named Patty would encourage young Sabrina to sing happy birthday for the customers. Although she was sometimes given money for her performances, her mother insisted she would return the money. I cannot overstate how nice all the employees were in this location, and the two waitresses that showed us around and were so gracious with their time, and I forgot their names, but those two were absolutely amazing. And also the bartender named Missy as well. And they had no problem with me filming the inside of the inn, and we got here at a great time because there was barely any customers here. Also, the waitress is a big Sabrina fan as well, and we were talking to her about Sabrina. If you are in this area, I highly recommend stopping off at the Lineport Inn. The food is amazing, the staff is amazing, and it has history too. I definitely will be coming back to this spot because I loved it so much, and I would love to actually film the waitresses talking about Sabrina next time. Now, right above the bar, this is so cool. Just wait until you see it. There's a signed picture of Sabrina. She actually signed that, guys. Like, this is so freaking cool. That photo is made out to Mark, one of the bartenders, and he would remember Sabrina loving this inn, and she always wanted to touch the ceiling, and she was always running around. This is another fantastic spot called the Inside Scoop, and again, the staff was absolutely amazing here. Like, they allowed me to film, and they didn't know that Sabrina was actually here, and luckily I had the actual footage of Sabrina going inside this ice cream place. This was another spot that Sabrina went to with Radio Disney, and I have to say that this was one of the best ice creams that I had, and you guys have to check out this place too. Every single spot I went to, I really enjoyed, maybe besides her former elementary school, but besides that, I loved this town. Last but not least, I had to save this spot for last, Sabrina's childhood home. I could not believe that I was standing here. It was like a full circle moment, and Sabrina's family bought this home in 2001 and they sold it in 2020. After going to these places and walking in Sabrina's footsteps, I couldn't help but think this quaint, beautiful little town gave us Sabrina Carpenter. Her passion for music was so clear that her father even built her a small recording studio in their home, giving her a space to take her talent seriously early on. Here's a clip from 2016 of Sabrina inside her mini little recording studio.
Hi, Radio Disney. I'm at home in Pennsylvania. I'm in the home that I grew up in, and I'm in my recording studio that I did not build by myself. My family helped me build it when I was around 10 years old. And this is my first guitar. It's pink. It's kind of sad. Yeah, this is where I grew up.
It's crazy to think that one of the biggest pop stars in the world came from places just like this. Quakertown might be a small town, but it played a big role in shaping who Sabrina Carpenter is. I had a lot of fun filming this video, and Quakertown has to be one of my favorite towns, and I'm not just saying that either. Like, I love the people, the food was amazing, and the weather was very nice too. And just to know that Sabrina Carpenter has roots in this town is amazing. And the locals know who Sabrina is as well. Sabrina is one of my favorite pop singers, and there is a lot to like about her. Something for sure is her personality and how she stays grounded and how she does not forget her roots. And after doing this whole project, which took a little bit of time, but I have to say that I am very happy that I did this video because it shines a light on Sabrina and it shows that she is human just like the rest of us and she has roots. Thank you to every single one of you that watched this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow my TikTok, my Instagram, and be sure to follow my YouTube channel as well. For my social media, all the links will be in the description below.